Stanton Elementary School is located in North Philadelphia, a troubled inner-city neighborhood. Stanton is designated a Chapter 1 school, which receives federal funds to help educate disadvantaged poor children who test below national norms in reading and math. All of the students are African American boys and girls between the ages of 4 and 10. At Stanton, over 90% of the children come from single-parent homes and live in poverty. This documentary was filmed over a 1-year period of time. "725 children attend this school, which has classes from Head Start through the 5th grade.
Hi.
The school's principal and guiding force is Deanna Burney.
Let's go, Adair.
She's worked in the school district of Philadelphia for 22 years. This is her 3rd year as Stanton's principal.
Remember, a great day today. And we get to hold ears. Oh, they need earmuffs. Good morning, how are you? Veronica, look at you kissing mommy. Kissing mommy. How are you,
What
Miss
about
Clark?
you?
How's everything? Oh, Jay likes kisses too. How are you? How's everything? Looking good? Jay, aren't you supposed to be in
All right,
line?
go get in line. Goodbye. Have a good day.
She's getting a lot more verbal. Do you notice? She's starting to be able to talk a lot more. I'd like to say good morning. I'd like to say good morning to our staff and our students.
This morning, Mrs. Burney talks to the 4th and 5th grade assembly.
Thank you. What kind of students are you? All right, we got to get that together. Talented, intelligent, and gifted. Who remembers what I always tell you about your fingerprints? Who remembers what I tell you about your fingerprints? Anybody remember? Okay. You're the only you with that given set of fingerprints. Okay, and that makes you a very special person, and you have gifts and talents to give the world. We don't call you talented, intelligent, and gifted students for nothing. We call you that because we know that you truly are genius children, genius students. And this year, what we want you to do is study hard and listen to your teachers. Okay, what's the first part of the Stanton Pledge? Who can say the first line of it?
Study hard each day, think and apply your knowledge. I forgot. Achieve to your highest potential.
Good.
Nurture your fellow student. Dang, I forgot it too.
Right?
You want to try to learn all that you can.
Good.
Observe everything around you. Number your goals towards college.
What did Eaton just say?
Number your goals towards college.
Can you do it?
Yes.
Will you do it?
Yes.
Why? What kind of students are you?
A good part of each day is spent by the principal dealing with discipline problems.
Right over here. Now, I want you to stand up. You look right into his eyes. You tell him what you just told me. Look in his eyes, because you're upset. Go ahead.
When you hit me with the rubber band, I told Mr. Cole that at the school you had dropped your books and said, come on, let's fight. Then start pushing me around. Then you ran across the street when I went to get Blake to walk behind me, ran across the street and came and hit me in my face.
No, when I was in the schoolyard, then you said, why you hit me with that rubber? And I said, sorry, but you didn't. You said, well, I'm going to get you. And when you went in the classroom, you start going like this. And
I
was
didn't hear
outside.
you say sorry.
It hit me with that ruler, but I didn't hit you first. You hit me
No,
first.
but you tried to push me. You tried to push me back from you.
No, you was going like this all into my face like that. Then you start pushing me. Then
No, you
went
pushed
like
me
this.
down
You went like
first.
this. I ain't push you down like that. You went like this.
It all
Boom.
started over you with the rubber bands.
Yeah, right there in that
Okay.
line.
And you hit him with a rubber band.
Yes.
And you said that you were sorry, but
I
David...
didn't hear him.
Okay, and you got angry because he hit you with the rubber band. That happened at lunchtime. You didn't tell... You told Mr. Cole. Then what? Did you talk to Mr. Lett about it, David?
I tried, everybody tried to help me talk to him, but he wasn't listening.
Okay, what did I tell you to do if you tell somebody and they don't do anything?
Come down to you,
Okay, is there any reason why you didn't come down to see me?
because he wouldn't let me. But
At dismissal time, is there any reason why you didn't come and get me?
because when I was going
get
to
you
follow
some
him,
Why didn't you come into the office and see me? Let me get you some tissues. Why, David? You're responsible for your behavior. And you're responsible for yours, Antoine.
Each morning, a child is chosen to lead the pledge.
Okay, you all ready?
Now be a pledge for the day. Would you please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Very, very good. Very good. Nice and mad at.
Good morning. My name is Edward Hambler from room 402. I will be your word for the day. The word for the day is confidence. Have confidence in your schoolwork. Have confidence in everything you do. Have confidence is being proud. We all have confidence in you. Thank you.
I forgot to say, would you please rise?
You did a good job, man. All right, we can hang out here.
This morning's pledge was read by Cornelius, a bright and energetic 8-year-old third grader. But like a lot of intelligent children at Stanton, Cornelius has trouble controlling his behavior. His acting out has caused him to be placed in a special education class that mixes children with both learning disabilities and behavior disorders. Nationwide, there are about 4 million children in special education classes. 3 million of these students are minority males. Only about 2% of minority children placed in special education classes ever return to regular classrooms.
Bring in your homework. If you bring in your homework, what do you get, Jeremiah?
Cornelius is prescribed the drug Ritalin twice a day to help him with his loss of inner control. The school's nurse dispenses his lunchtime dose of the medication.
Get some water at the fountain. No, I can't let you fight another girl. As a matter of fact, if you take your medicine, you won't even feel like it. You'll just forget it, okay? All right?
Come here, I will.
You won't feel it. You'll forget it.
No.
And at least you'll be able to control your behavior, okay? No. You were suspended. You're back now. You have a chance to turn it around.
A beach.
What is the matter with you?
Come on. Nice cold water, and lift up your tongue. Close your mouth. And we'll just blame it on the warm weather. All right?
On another day, Cornelius is in trouble again, threatening to hit someone who he says tripped him in the yard.
No, Frank.
Just take him inside.
Cornelius makes another break for it. This time, Mrs. Burney gets involved.
Cornelius! I know, all right, I know. He probably did something he shouldn't do, but let's talk first.
No, you say he did on purpose.
All right, but I don't want you screaming at me. I'm not going to hold on you. I want you to be intelligent. I want you to stop. I want you to think. Could you do me a favor? Could you walk with me over greens for a minute? I need to get myself something, and I want some company. Come on, you can help me select a set. No, I want Cornelius right now. Walk me over to greens. Come on. You can tell me which soda you think looks the best. Hurrah! Stop that kicking! Stop it! He didn't hit on anybody.
Oh, no, he didn't hit. He just talked and called people nasty names. And
yeah, he says he just called one person that name.
Think, Cornelius. Who else did you call that?
Trevor.
And who else?
You.
Right, and who else?
Oh.
That's it.
Cornelius continues to act out. Today he walks out of his special education class after calling one of his teachers and a few of his classmates retards.
Well, you'll see him later because he's got a slew of apology letters to write. And the other thing is I've got to call his mother and let her know. When's the last time you took your medication? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's why I need some help. What I'm asking you to, Cornelius, I'm not going to put my hands on you, but I'm asking you to leave now. I want you to go with Mrs. Wolf. Well, you're not talking to me, and you're not going to get your own way. Okay, well, then Mrs. Wolf will go and get your mother, and then when she comes, I'm going to tell her exactly what happened. You're an intelligent person, you're a thinking person.
No, because I'm going to stay here.
You can come back.
No.
You don't have
I
to
want to stay now.
Well, then you go out there and sit on the green chair until Mrs. Wolf comes back with your mother.
No. I'm staying.
You can stay on the green chair, Cornelius. Let's go.
No.
Listen to me. Look at me. Just look at me for a minute. Are you an intelligent person?
No.
You said you wanted to stay here. Is that true?
Yeah.
Then you need to go and sit on that chair, and you need to do it now.
No, but I want to stay. I ain't going
Stay
home.
where?
Here.
I said you can stay here, but you can sit on the chair. I have to meet with people now.
No, I want my mom.
Then go home with Mrs. Wolf.
I need one more chance.
I can't give you another chance about contacting your mother. The other choice is to suspend you, and I don't want to do that. I would miss you too much if you weren't here at school. But I do need you to listen to me right now, and I expect you to go...
But I want to stay to my class.
You can't stay in your class right now, and please do not speak to me like that, okay?
Well, I ain't going home.
You're not going home. I know. You're going to go sit on the green chair.
Nope.
Cornelius, you have 2 minutes to move out of that corner and go sit on the green chair. Otherwise, you're not going to be here tomorrow.
Cornelius's mother is called to the principal's office to discuss her son's behavior.
I'm so glad to see you. Have a seat there. I could see that we weren't going to get anywhere with him, so I told him that he had a choice to go sit on the green chair or walk home with Mrs. Wolf to see if you were at home. He refused, and he stayed up there in the corner of this room, right up there in the corner, and told me that he wanted another chance. And I said, I'm giving you choices, but I have to let your mom know what you called the other children and what you called Mr. Walsh. And he tells me that he hasn't had his medication for a couple days.
Yeah, but that's just a crutch.
Okay.
Okay? Don't get it in your mind because you don't have your medication. That gives you a privilege to act like a fool around here. And in that case, then, since you ain't had your medication, I ain't had mine either, okay? We both gonna act fools today, all right?
Chiquina, I know that you're upset, okay, and I don't want you to be upset this way. But what I want you to do is tell him that you and I are together on this, and he's supposed to listen, he's supposed to do his work, and that if he doesn't, you know, we can walk him home and you'll be there waiting for him.
You're gonna make me hurt you. I'm not telling him nothing because I went through this last year with you. Matter of fact, you're going home. I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna tell you anything. Let's go. And I'm gonna punch you in your face, okay? Because I told you I'm not going through this year up here.
Chiquina,
go get your jacket now. You wanna show up? Fool, you get up! I'm tired of you with that dumb stuff. Go get your jacket. I'm straight to behind when you get home.
Chiquina, come and talk to Miss Wolf.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
I know you're angry. I know.
Shakira, come on.
Chiquina, can you talk to me for just a few minutes?
I don't want to talk to nobody.
But I want to talk to you. Come on. Come and talk to Miss Wolf then.
I'm tired of this. I'm fed up. I'm fed up, and I will hurt that boy. I will hurt that boy because I'm not going to be running back and forth up into this school. No, he doesn't. But Miss Wolf, that is a crap. Regardless whether he has his medicine, he still don't have to act like that. He wasn't raised like that.
Chiquina eventually calms down and talks with Cornelius in Mrs. Burney's office.
Me and Miss Burney is working hard with you again this year, right? And you know what I expect out of you, coming from home, coming into school, right? You are to listen to whatever Mr. Walsh tells you. All that name calling, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. And you keep in your mind what I've told you before when you came out of child guidance. And I mean that, Nelius. I really mean it. You have to do better. You've been doing good all this time. Now all of a sudden you want to start messing up. And you know how I'm going to react. Because I told you I'm not going to go through this with you this year. you apologize to Mr. Walsh for calling him out his name also.
Sorry.
But like Miss Bernie said, I think you need to apologize to more people than myself.
Now, Cornelius, it's my turn. I told your mother that we want you to stay here at school. But the only way that you could stay here is if you promised to do what is expected of everybody else. And your mom has assured me that you're going to do that. And if necessary, what I'll do is walk you home this afternoon. There won't be a second chance. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now give Mother the extra jacket and say goodbye. Let's go. Chiquina, he'll come home with a note this afternoon
Okay.
from Mr. Walsh and Miss McCarter about his behavior and his work.
Okay, Miss
All
Bernie.
right? Thanks.
What's that?
Thanks, Jack.
Later in the school year, Cornelius's mother talks about her son.
I would like for him to really finish the year, his 5th grade here and graduate and go on. But I just don't, I just want to make him a more stable person before we get him in junior high. Because it won't be like this at all. At all. Nobody will not take as much time as they take with him here. I know he won't get that in junior high.
Do you have any help? Do you have people that help you take care of your 3 children?
No. No, not at this time. I did have my mother, but right now it's just me all by myself.
And you work at night?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you pretty much have 2 jobs?
Yeah. Work at night and kids in the day, or work, school, home, housework in the day.
Does Cornelius' dad help you in any way?
No, we don't even deal with each other like that. Cornelius' dad, I don't know if y'all know it or not, is a paraplegic, which he's paralyzed from his waist down. And he's having a hard time dealing with himself in this predicament. So he shuts him out, Cornelius out totally.
So he doesn't visit very often?
No, Cornelius might see him once in a year. So.
And how long has that been?
He's been like this now about 6 years.
And Cornelius is 8?
Yeah. And when he was younger, he did deal with him. He was there for him, took care of him and stuff. But after his accident, he doesn't really deal with him at all.
What kind of an accident did he have?
He got shot a couple of times in the back.
Why aren't you going home?
I know.
This way? I know. The light's green that way. Bye. Go ahead. Quick. Hi. I pray every day that nothing ever happens at dismissal time or in the morning. I mean, I hate that anything has to happen ever, but especially at dismissal time. Hi, Captain Barron. Okay, that's all right. This is Deanna Burney, principal at M. Hall Stanton School. We are having a lot of police activity here at 16th and Cumberland, and a lot of my families think that a 9-year-old girl was raped this afternoon. It's just been at dismissal time. Do you know anything about, All right. Well, there's a lot of police cars, tons of them, right here on Cumberland Street, from Broad all the way over. And down on Sydenham Street, when I was dismissing the children, there was a policeman coming down holding a walkie-talkie.
Ain't nobody seen her? They said somebody picked somebody up in a car at 15th and Common. Well, I'm gonna hold on the phone. Just look outside again.
The father of a 5th grade girl comes to the school because his daughter did not come home at her usual time, and none of her friends have seen her.
It's okay. Could you tell us what's happening? What you think's happening? I don't know for a fact what's happening. I think that there was a narcotics bust in the neighborhood because I talked to the lieutenant, and he said that there's not 15 police, in any one area that he knows of in this precinct. And what happens all too often is we're dismissing the kids at a specific time, and that people see a whole lot of police cars, and immediately people begin to worry about our children. And so a rumor starts, and now someone's caught up in it, and we don't know where a child is. So, Thomas, sit.
All right, get the police to come here. All right, you already have somebody at home.
Right, my mother's home.
Okay.
Where are we at?
You'll be here. We'll get the police to come here.
I called the captain at the 16th Police Precinct, okay, and he knows who I am. I have the hotline number. And he said that as far as he knows, he has no report on any children being raped or taken or abducted.
Well, the only thing I'm saying is the kids said somebody in the car
Right.
snatched up a little girl right at 15th and Common.
Right.
That's the only way that my daughter comes home. Right. She comes over 15th and Common and just goes straight down 15th Street.
Now, if the... 1 minute, I'll tell him to pick the line up. Pick up one, Donald. Let's see.
Hello?
No, it's on this one.
Hello? She's home? Okay. She's around what? Whose house was she around? She's at home.
I know.
Okay.
There was no rape, no
All
kid.
right. All right, then. Thanks a lot. Yeah, she's home.
Well,
She
I
was
don't know
at,
whether to cry with you
Where was she?
or smile
She
with
was
you.
around the corner from the house.
At a girlfriend's?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it was a bad experience, but the police said there was no child raped and there was no child snatched. I know it's scary out there. And I appreciate the fact that you stayed calm, and I'm glad that Janae's home, and we have to talk to her about the importance of coming straight home.
I think little kids need to come home with their friends.
Right.
Don't come home alone,
Right.
not this day and age of time, the way stuff is going on.
Right, so we need to talk to her. You need to talk to her as a father, and I'll talk to her here at school, and we'll work it out and take care.
Isn't it kind of early?
Yeah, it is early, but this is my peace and quiet time and my reflection time. In fact, what I do on the way is I make these little tapes, and I think about the things that I want to do for kids and teachers and families and all that. And I guess I'm really good in the morning for clear thinking and thinking about what it is I'm going to do for the day.
But it's dark out.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me, though. Dark, light. It's light inside, right in here. That's where it ends.
you do over the weekend?
Saturday, I did nothing but sleep and rest and read a little bit all day. It was very decadent. And yesterday, I wasn't going to come in here, but I did. I wound up coming in for a couple hours. And Alberta came over to help me, the little 5th grader. So we fed the plants and did a little bit, not much paperwork, but I had to get the birthday cards because tomorrow Stanton Speaks comes out. And we put the names of all the children in there for their birthdays and perfect attendance and everything. So I'll finish that tonight. Oh, and I also got a great sale on spray paint for the library. You will not believe this. 92 cents a can. 24 cans. Thank you, Rickles. That's for the paint our library.
The principal isn't the only one who arrives hours before the school opens. This 6-year-old boy sits alone in the yard. Ricky is one of the many 7 a.m. kids who get up each morning not knowing what time it is, dress themselves and go to school, and wait patiently for it to open.
Hi, good morning. Is that your breakfast? What are you doing here so early? The school isn't open yet. How come you come so early?
My aunt told me to come to school early.
Does your aunt have to go to work?
She stayed in the bed.
Stanton provides a free breakfast for any child who needs one. According to Mrs. Burney, for some of these boys and girls, the school's free breakfast and lunch are the only meals the children get every day.
What did she just hand you?
She handed me a syringe, been used, needle is bent. Probably contains some narcotic. We find these every morning in and around the school, although that sign up there says drug-free school zone. We will find them every morning. Crack vials, used syringes. So in the morning we go around and we pick them up. We don't like the children to pick them up, as you see what just happened. The girl picked it up on her way here, just right up the street here on Sargent Street. You know what it is? This is a syringe. It's filled with a narcotic. People inject themselves to try to get high. So you always have to be careful. Don't ever pick them up.
Okay.
I don't care where you see it, leave it alone. Because if that needle pricks you, you have a danger of being infected. You come and tell me, or you come tell one of the other staff members, okay?
Okay.
But please, leave it alone, okay? So what are you gonna do?
Leave it alone if I see it.
Okay, and then what are you gonna do?
Come and tell one of the staff members.
Right. And don't go near them vacant houses. Stay away from vacant houses.
Okay.
The school is experimenting with an all-male first-grade
It's okay, I know
class
it's your
taught by a male teacher, John Coates.
Very good. Kenny, let me see yours.
Could you describe what the children are doing?
Okay, we have a self-esteem activity, self-esteem building activity. We talked about me, and what they are doing is, I asked them questions, asked them to describe themselves to me. So what I've done was I gave them an assignment to draw a picture of themselves. We're going to cut the picture out, color it, laminate it, and put a little caption beside the picture which will say, I like to pray. I like to play duck, duck, goose. We're going to hang it in the hallway so the entire school can see it, which builds their self-esteem. Before I can take them any further than what their parents have, I need them to feel good about themselves. I think a child can do so much better once a child feels good about himself. Like, for instance, he never knew that he had brown eyes. He never knew that he had beautiful brown eyes until the other day when we had him go to the mirror and look. Look in the mirror. What do you see? You see your beautiful brown eyes? He smiled. Did you ever knew that? Anybody ever tell you that? Now he knows.
These 19 boys were hand-selected for the class because they were designated discouraged learners in kindergarten. It is hoped that Mr. Coates will be a positive role model for the boys, who have little male influence in their lives.
Very good. All right, one year. Okay, sitting up tall, looking at me. Everyone, looking at me. All eyes on me. Something John said yesterday, which made me think last night. John said something, he said, we are black people and we don't know any white people. Okay, John, you said that yesterday. You know why you said that? Did somebody white upset you? Did they make you mad? They do something wrong to you? Tell me. Tell us about it.
These white boys around us block, they keep coming out with guns, shooting around us blocks.
Around your block? Okay, you live around? You live around the neighborhood, this neighborhood, right?
I live there near.
Is it drug related? It could be that they're taking drugs and they're reacting strange. And when people take drugs, when people drink, when people smoke, their body acts reacts in funny and strange ways. But you think all white people act that way? You do? Miss Bernie is white. You think she runs around in the neighborhood shooting a gun?
No.
Some of the teachers here are white. You think they run around shooting guns?
No.
Let me ask you a question. Andre, question. And I want you to think about it. This is the question. The people in this neighborhood are predominantly black. Some are drug dealers on the corner, some are drunkards, winos, thieves, murderers, you name it. Wait a minute, let me finish. Are all, because there are about five corners full of black people selling drugs, murdering, robbing, hurting people, are all black people that way? Think about it. Say it again.
I'm black and I don't do that.
Very good. Wayne said he's black and he doesn't do it. I'm black and I don't run around shooting people. I don't run around robbing and hurting and stealing and selling drugs. So all black people are not the same. Just because you see a group of people doing something wrong does not mean that everybody, that color, that race, or looks that way, do the same thing.
If everybody would do it, it would be all around the neighborhood and they can't get out, and then they would be selling dope on the corner, and then when you come out of the corner, it make you don't look at it, it make you cry sometimes.
All right, it's sad, and it does make you want to cry sometimes. That's true. Tippy's father had a problem. What was his father's problem? Raise your hand if you can tell me.
He was drinking.
He was drinking. And what do we call people who drink a lot? Matthew? It sounds like the stuff that you rub on your body sometimes. Norman?
Alcohol.
Very good. Say it again.
Alcohol.
He was an alcoholic. Tippy thought that his father was an alcoholic because of something he did wrong. And his father would do things that would scare him, would hurt him, and Tippy was always afraid.
When you call the cops, they come and you say, they got the person up that's drunk in your house, and you say when you go to jail.
Now, that's a good answer. Let's talk about that. One thing, it takes the police some time to get to your house from where they are. In that time between, the space of time between them coming to your house and the incident taking place, what can you do as a little boy? What can you do to get to a safe place? Where can you go, or what can you do so that you won't get hurt?
I'll go to my grandma's house.
Go to your grandmother's house.
My grandma lives right down the street.
I know your whole family. We grew up together. Yes?
Go to the police station.
Go to the police station. All right, where's some place in your house that you can go to get to a safe place? Kevin?
Sometimes you can go in your cellar.
Sometimes you can go in your cellar? My favorite place. Yes?
In your room.
In your room, good. Anywhere is a safe place as long as you are not in the area where the trouble is taking place. All right? That means if you have to go get near or get behind mommy, go get behind daddy, go in your room and shut the door and stay there. All right? Just get away. All right? It's better to get away than to stand there and to watch. Okay, Malik?
Yes.
Because sometimes we see things that we shouldn't see. And we hear things that we shouldn't hear. And you know what happens? Listen to me. What happens is bad things happen in our mind, and we start having bad dreams. All right? Okay, Malik, I just want you to think about that, okay? Next time something bad happens, get to a safe place, okay? It's not good always to watch things that go wrong with adults, all right?
At age 11, I will graduate from M. Hall Stanton. At age 16, I will get my first car. And at age 21, I will be a young lady.
Someone else want to let us know what their plans for the future are? How many people figured out, put down how old they'd be when they were doing a certain thing? Okay. Who was next?
When I turn 24 in 2005, I'm going to be a lawyer. When I turn 31 in 2011, I'm going to get married. All right. And when I turn 44 in the year 2031, I'm going to buy my dream car.
Okay. Well,
Nadia is 10 years old and in the 5th grade. She will graduate this year from M. Hall Stanton. Nadia is a member of the school's mentally gifted program and is interested in writing.
I mean, the book review it was accepted, and it's going to be published. Are you glad? Are you happy? I don't even see you jumping up. I don't see you saying anything. It's great. It's great. It's terrific. I'm proud of you. All right. So they're going to send this. Peter Dobrin called me yesterday. He said he loved it. He said it was great. It was terrific. It was wonderful. He couldn't believe that you were how old? 10. Yeah, he couldn't believe it. So you might be a book reviewer when you grow up. Not to be gathered. What do you think your grandfather's going to say?
He's going to look at me and start smiling.
I'm proud of you, Nadia. Real proud of you.
And then write, who? Ain't mine, it's yours. I ain't know you was like that wearing high heel shoes. I'm supposed to, I'm a lady, what you think? I'll be back. And my dresser is very junky. As you can see, everything goes on my dresser. Everything is on my dresser right now. I have radio, doll babies, hair barrettes, hats, mirrors, toys, all this kind of stuff. Okay, now what else can I say?
Well, when was the last time you played with these dolls?
My dolls, I think it was last week, I did a hair.
Does doll have a name?
Barbie, I didn't name her. I have other ones, but they over my babysitter in the doll case. These are my Cabbage Patches, but they're undressed. This is Leo.
Nadia's mother and father are both addicted to the drug crack.
And this is Maria.
At age 8, Nadia was homeless and decided to live with a neighbor who she says is her grandfather.
Don't ask me how she came to live with me, because I tried to explain to him, but I'm not too sure as to how she came about coming here. It comes like I had a cat. This is the best way I can say it. I had a cat that jumped out of somebody else's window, ran in my house and said, "I'm not leaving." That's about the same way it was with Nadia.
So Nadia really isn't a grandchild.
She just feels this way. You see what I'm saying? I don't really know how I met her. You understand what I'm saying?
Where I lived before, a whole lot of trouble got started around there. They shoot a lot, because where I used to live around the corner from where all the drug dealers and stuff would be at, and they was messed up. They would come on the block, fight, all that kind of stuff. In the middle of the night, shoot. So.
Why don't you tell us again why you're living with your grandfather?
Why I'm living with my grandfather because where my mom lives now, I really don't like the environment. And it's fun around here. Around there, it's not that many kids or nothing. It would be boring. I would be stuck up in the house and all. And around here, that's not how it is.
I couldn't say that she was alone. And then you could say that she was alone. See, because her mother and father were on the other thing. And, you know, she was more or less to her own methods of, you know. You say she'd probably be like a lot of children. She'd have to bring her own self up. She'd have to raise herself. And like I say, it's like the cat. I don't know how she got in there, but the next thing I know, I could be coming home from work and she'd be sitting down there on the step waiting for me to come home, you know. And then when she got here, so her mother said, well, you keep her around there because of the type of house I got and blah, 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 if you don't mind. And when I get straightened out, you know, I said, okay. And like I say, that's been 2.5, 3 years ago.
Where are you boys going? It doesn't take 4 boys to hold the door. All right, I heard a whistle sound. Trevor, I want you back in. Come here, Trevor. See, that's just why I didn't want you out of here. Go over there and stand in front of that elephant. Go over there and stand in front of the elephant. Come here, Ronald. Come here, boy. No, I don't want you over there. Do you want to get yourself into trouble?
No.
Well, you better stay with me. You go to the office. And if you can't explain why you're in there, you stay there until I come in there. Harvey Porter, you want to join your boy?
I ain't talking.
This is very good, 405. 403, I'm sorry. This is very good. Now keep it that way. I went to parochial school for 12 years. And we were taught when the teachers told you to do something, you were told to do it. And I'm still, even though I've been in the system for 19 years, I'm not used to all this nonsense. When they give the teachers no respect. And some teachers don't demand respect. Then I worked in a disciplinary school, and plus I'm an ex-Marine. So I'm not used to all this foolishness. When I went to school, children were taught to listen and pay attention to their teachers and do what their teachers told them to do. These kids nowadays don't have any respect. Now the teachers got the class and these boys playing in the back of the class. Jonathan, John, aren't you content with me going to your house tonight? Are you content with me going to your house tonight? Well, you still playing though, aren't you? Come on, Blake. No, I told you to stop. Now I'm gonna go call your mothers. I'm gonna call your mothers. Let's go.
The children's rowdy behavior continues to frustrate the principal and her teaching staff. This afternoon, Mrs. Burney lectures the 4th grade class on their disruptive conduct in the lunchroom.
It's not funny. This is serious business. Evidently, what I said to you yesterday didn't mean anything to you. Because when you went to lunch, Miss Oliver told me that your behavior was worse than the day before. You're in 4th grade, and you're responsible for your behavior. Nobody gets inside your body and makes your mouth move and talk unless you want it to. Don't let Miss Oliver come to me today and tell me that any 4th grade students were wrestling on the floor at lunchtime. Put the case away. Take the pencil out of your mouth and sit up like a 4th grade student's expected to sit up. There's 33 children in this class this morning. Turn around and put your hands on your desk. Now, both of them. It's not easy because there's some people in this class who I've spoken to individually who don't listen. And what's going to happen with them is we're going to call their families, and I'm going to tell their I told you to fold your hands, keep your hands on the desk now. Who remembers what I said yesterday about success and failure? I told you yesterday, we're not babysitters. We're here to see that you get the best education and you're going to succeed. If you have to stay after school with your family's permission until late, if you have to come to school on Saturdays, whatever it takes, we're going to do it. You're going to succeed. Thank you. Hi, Rasheen. You're just the one I want to talk to. What do you need? Would you put that paper in the trash, please, and go outside? Hi, how are you? Look, I have your star here. I talked to Miss Weiner. Can you turn around? Talk to me for 1 second. I heard you went to the library this morning and heard a great storyteller. What did you hear?
I heard about the prince. He got married with the
What did the prince do? Did he marry the princess?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good story. And what does this say, Rasheen? Rasheen was a... What's this? What are all these little things? Star? Do you know this word right here? This one, honey, right here. This one. Today. Because
he
stayed
in his seat.
Good. Okay. Richard, Rasheen, whose group do you go to in reading? Who's your reading teacher? Are you with Miss Weiner for reading?
Yeah.
Mrs. Burney is concerned that this second grader cannot read.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Once again, Rashim is back in the principal's office. This time is for refusing to do his schoolwork.
You called Miss Weiner a B when she told you to stand in the corner, and you started knocking things off the shelf in the closet above your head. So what I've asked Miss Weiner to do is come down this morning, okay, so that she can talk to Mother. And also to bring your work, because I was really concerned that you didn't write one thing on your paper.
Why he act like that? Why you act like that when you're in school? You don't do things like that.
Rasheen, when you said
How does he act up when he's not around?
when you mumbled, did you mumble the B word?
Did you call the teacher? You told me you did.
A mumble and say it.
But you did call the teacher the B word. What are you supposed to do if you have a problem, Rasheen, in class? Okay, and if the teacher doesn't do anything, then what are you supposed to do? All right. I gotta get another chair. Let me just pull this out here. What I want Miss Weiner to do, even though we're going to put him in Miss Williams' class, is just go over a little bit of the work.
All right, I brought down all my assessment papers. There were other
Rasheen,
things...
you have an assignment, though, tonight from me. And the assignment is for you to write a letter of apology, at least 3 sentences to Miss Weiner for calling her the B word.
Now, I didn't imagine it, Rasheen, and Mrs. Harvey was standing in the back of the room no more than about 4 feet from you.
He admits it.
And the children in the class went, when he said that. He just has been, as I said, in class, totally disruptive. He has not stayed in his seat for more than a minute or two at a time. He was going over to other children and bothering them, starting fights. He couldn't walk from the front door of the room to his desk, which is in the back of the room, without getting into a fight with somebody. Now, this was the first math test over a week ago. Here was fill in the missing numbers. Here he had to put these 5 numbers in order, starting from the smallest to the largest. This is what he chose to do instead of do the test. Draw the picture on the back. The curriculum says that when they count by 2s, they have to be able to start with either an odd number or an even number, and not necessarily with 1 or with 2.
Mrs. Burney decides to remove Rasheen from Mrs. Weiner's class and place him with another second-grade teacher.
By 10s. He should be able to do that.
The principal hopes Rasheen will receive more positive support from this new teacher. The next day, Rasheen and a group of his new classmates went to the computer class.
Yeah, I'm going to sit for a few minutes with him. Okay, that's good. What's that letter? Good. Okay, what's the letter that you just checked off? N. Good. E. B. Good. Good. Look, you got 2 chirps out of the bird. Letter. F. Tell me what letter.
F.
Okay. Good. What letter is that? What letter?
G.
Good. Good. Excellent. Now, that bird didn't sing neither. All right. Look at that.
Yes.
What's your score? See that? Terrific. Congratulations. Congratulations. You can tell. He got it. He got it. Does he get a sticker? Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. I see them. Now Rasheen's going to get a sticker, too. I see them, Dwight. I see them. They are terrific. Here you go. Congratulations, Rasheen. I see it.
You've done a whale of a job. 10 correct. You get a sticker. Very good.
Rasheen, wait till Mommy sees that sticker.
Push the space bar and try something else.
Number 2. 2. I never played 2 number beat
Now, the children that come to this school, many of them come from homes with a single parent and have economic stress or economic problems. They also live in a neighborhood where on every other corner there's a crack house. Some people believe that no matter what you do for them, they can never overcome this environmental problem, this societal problem. Do you agree with that?
I think that there's definitely a great inequity in how children are viewed. And I think that it's unfortunate that we put the onus on kids who just don't have because of poverty and say that they're not capable.
Does that make you angry? You look angry to me.
Yeah, it does. It makes me real angry that our kids are sold short, that there's a perception out there that they're not capable, and that people have more or less just written them off and given up.
Anthony is 7 years old. He's a bright boy, but always seems to need attention, especially from Mrs. Burney. Most of the time, he gets noticed by acting out impulsively.
He's like, he wasn't a little boy. Right, he walked in, remember? He just walked in and then he kicked me.
No, he didn't kick
and then
you,
I punched
Anthony.
him.
I was looking. He didn't kick you. He wanted to shoot the ball. You didn't want him to have it. You wanted to play with the ball yourself. And the boy dropped the ball and you punched him side of his face. The boy didn't hit you. All he did was took the ball. And he has a right to take the ball just like anybody, right? You shouldn't have gotten angry and punched him in his face, right?
He just kicked me when he walked in, and while you wasn't looking, he went, and then I went like this,
Well, you chased him and punched him in his face,
I didn't
didn't
chase
you?
him.
Because I was telling you to stop, and you went after him, and before I could get to you, you punched him in his face. Tell the truth, Anthony.
That's the truth.
Didn't you have to go after him to punch him? Before you punched him, he backed up and you went after him to punch him, right?
Yeah.
You did it because you was angry, right?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Burns.
Thanks, Miss Simmons. I really appreciate it. And Miss Simmons was out there. If you had a problem with the ball, what should you have done?
I was telling her
What
and
should
she
you
was
have?
talking.
What should you have done?
I told her she was talking.
You should have waited then a minute.
And then after she finished talking, I was still talking to her. She didn't hear me.
Well, I see here you wrote, I love Mrs. Burney. I love you too, Anthony. I love you very much. I love you so much that I'm not going to let you hit anybody. And I'm not going to let anybody hit you. And I am really angry with you right now because all week long I've been telling you you're not allowed to hit another person. I had Grandmom in twice this week. You may not hit, you may not hurt another person by hitting them. Now you can stay with Mrs. Wolf for a little while, and when she's ready, may I have this? And I want you to remember, I love you. But
Can
I'll
he
see
go to
you.
class after?
Yes, but he has to
I'll
come
see
down
that
for
here.
recess, lunch recess, and morning recess. And I have a sheet for him to do in my office. Thank you for your note, Anthony.
We're going to talk right now about what you're missing by being in Mrs. Wolf's office. Because
Anthony's father unexpectedly shows up at school to place another of his 3 children in the school's Head Start program. The principal takes the opportunity to talk to him about Anthony's behavior.
I never met you before, right? Last? In kindergarten?
meetings all the time.
Oh, okay, in kindergarten. All right, it's been a long time. How have you been doing?
I'm working. I took a day off, 'cause
Okay.
she told me Anthony had problems in school. And being I'm his father, I usually like to come here. What Anthony needs is, I guess, a little bit more discipline. I'm a little lackey on Anthony and Khalif. By me going to work and everything, I really don't be there to discipline them like they should. And I think that shows in their behavior.
Anthony, I'd like you to do us a favor right now. I'd like you to take Derek and I'd like you to go out in the yard because it's almost time for you to line up and I want to talk to Daddy in privacy for a little bit. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Take Khalif, I'll be out there to sign him up. You kiss me. You good, you hear?
Now, how about their mom? How's she doing, your wife?
She's doing better. She's in the program now. You know.
How's that working out for her?
It's working out to the better, you know. I see a difference. That's all that matters, you know. She's doing better. I'm a supporter, you know. Everything's all right.
And you're doing all right?
Oh, I've always been doing all right. A lot of cut down, but I'm doing all right now.
Okay, you knew me, I'm real honest. I'm real concerned about Anthony. Well, the children need you. I mean, they really need you. They need their father and their mother. They need both of you. It took two people to bring children into the world for a reason. And I'm real concerned about the support system that they have.
Anthony's very smart, but what stunts his growth is his behavior. I think it has a lot to do with me, too. You know, I guess, you know, by me being in jail at time and not being there to support him and all, and, you know, it had a hurting on his growth, you know. And the way Anthony deals with things is through emotions and through bad behavior. It's just not abusive behavior, you know.
He hasn't been spitting in here.
Oh, I think...
He kicked a wall or two the first couple days of school.
I don't think he's going to ever spit on nobody else, you know. That's very nasty, and I chastise him for doing that.
In your busy schedule, could you conceivably set 1 hour aside every day to work with Anthony in here at school?
Oh, sure, I can do that because I work with him at home every day. I go over his homework. She waits until I get home for me to do his homework and stuff.
Well, what I'm asking you
but
to do
I can come
is,
into school an hour.
if you could spend 1 hour a day in the classroom with Anthony, because I want you to see the kind of academic program that he's receiving.
Okay. How about today?
That's fine. What time would you like to?
Well, I have to sign
You wanna
my
stay this
youngest
morning?
in. Sure, I'll stay in because I don't have to be nowhere until, say, 10 o'clock,
All right.
11 o'clock.
Okay. So could you come every morning, you know,
Sure.
for the first hour and stay
Sure,
with Anthony?
because I don't have to be working till 11. I get up 8 o'clock anyway, so I can do that. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
How many pencils do you need?
One.
Okay, so what you do with the rest of them? You keep this one up here? No, you keep this pencil on your desk. You put the rest of the pencils here.
Anthony, put this in your desk until your journal's finished. Thank you very much.
And my journal is finished.
You need to color it.
You have crayons?
She always gives us crayons.
Nicole.
First of all, showed you how to outline when you color. You color this part right here first. You color that. You outline
I like
that.
that. I know how to do it.
Okay? Outline the lines, and then you color all the rest of it. Okay, now color in the middle of it.
You just write exactly what you wrote on your rough draft. Exactly
Color
what you wrote.
inside the lines.
No, not and. Is there an and there? Period.
See, anyway, this is what this.
You're right.
Cause this
You
is
got to color
multiple.
all this right here. Look. When you color, you got to color your whole thing
Renee,
in there.
finish? Okay.
Look, color all lines, outline all that. See that?
Mr. Minnick never returned to Anthony's second grade class.
Got these.
Later in the school year, Anthony's paternal grandmother becomes his legal guardian.
Have a good day, Anthony. Have a good day. Yeah? You have karate tonight, right? Okay. See ya. Oh, look at you, Mr. Show Off. Okay.
That's my grandma.
What did she give you?
She gave me.
Oh, she gave you some money, huh?
Have a good day.
You live with your grandma now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how is that?
It's okay.
It's okay? You live in a different neighborhood. What's that like?
It's fun. I meet new friends.
We met Mr. Minnick, Anthony's father, and he had a visit to the school. We were wondering, how is he doing? Has he been helpful in Anthony's progress?
Not really. I think he's trying, as a mother, I think he's trying to get himself together, but I don't think he can help Anthony until he helps himself, okay? And that's really one of the reasons I stepped in.
How long was Anthony in foster care?
For 7 years.
Oh, his whole life.
His whole life. You know, the foster parent raised his mother. So maybe, you know, his mother was in foster care from the time she was 4. And the same foster parent took, you know, I think 2 of her children. You know, I think the mother had stopped doing drugs for a while, but she's back in the same environment, so she's doing them again. I think that's part of the problem, you know, that he's still in the same environment. So I think he's still actively using.
And we're speaking about crack?
Crack. Mm-hmm.
Do you think Anthony's aware of all this?
Very much. Very much. And chronologically, he's 7, but he hasn't been 7 in a long time.
Okay. Yesterday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we got the results of the citywide tests that our kids took, the CTBS.
At the end of the school year, the principal and some of her teaching staff review the standardized test scores that have just come in.
Bars, graphs that say how we did as a school. And you'll see there that 25% of our children scored above the 50th percentile in reading vocabulary, 75 below. This is grade 3. Is everybody with me? And then you'll see for comprehension, we have 33% above 50 percentile. And we have like 67% below. And then you'll see the total on the end.
The test scores are very disappointing. The majority of the students perform below the 50% norm.
And what we have to ask ourselves, is this data reflective of what our children know? We all know what it is we taught. You know, lots of times we teach and we say, well, we taught this, but we don't know whether or not the children acquired that given skill. So we have to begin to address that. Did the children obtain the skills that we taught?
This test really didn't measure the scope and sequence of even what Philadelphia asked us in a lot. So I really don't think it's fair to blame. I'm not saying that you're blaming anybody, but I don't think, but looking at this, teachers could be blamed.
Now I had 2 in my room this year. Honest to goodness, it was everything that I could do to not take the paper away from them. Their frustration level was so high.
Mm-hmm.
And is it fair to that? Just looking at the child, is it not the teacher or scores? Just looking at a child, is it fair to that child to put that level test in front of him and say, do it?
And in a classroom where you have quite a few with discipline, and some of the children, you know, you have to just put your hands on them all day, touching them and pampering them to try to get what you do get from them. And so trying to test them in a large group is just not, it's not feasible.
And then, Penny, because I'm going to keep on raising questions,
is there some kind of a structure that would really address those discipline problems? Because it's my personal belief that a lot of discipline problems are because kids are being taught at frustrational level. You know, we need to look at that curriculum and have kids do things other than paper and pencil. Well, again, it's just questions. Because Fanny, I got to be honest with you. I don't have any more answers than you do.
I know.
You know, I don't have it.
But even with some of the ones that are bright, and you know that they can test well, they can handle, they just want that attention from you. And don't ask me why. They want that attention, and they're not going to perform unless they get that attention, and you know that they can do it.
Yeah, we did. Sarah ran outside to play with Peter and Anna. I am keeping string in a box, said Sarah.
Although the school as a whole did not do well academically, there were some individual successes.
Said Peter.
This year, Andre made the school's honor roll, as did 9 out of 20 boys in Mr. Coates' all-male first-grade class.
She had red string, orange string, green string, and yellow string. She looked at her mother and asked, "Mom, do you have some string?" "Yes, here is some red string," said Sarah's mother. "Is it for your hair?" "No," said Sarah. Sarah put all her string near the big tree and waited. "Look," said Sarah. "Oh my," said Sarah's dad. Your string helped a bird make her nest." Sarah's mother said, "And look, the bird made a rainbow for Sarah."
Okay, very good. Did you enjoy this story?
Yes.
Would you like to draw a picture about this story?
Yes.
Very good. This is what we're going to do. Very quickly and very quietly. Go to your seat when I say so. Sit up tall, put your feet flat on the floor, and Andre will bring you a piece of drawing paper. If you do not have any crayons, what are you going to do?
Ask somebody.
Ask somebody. And if you ask somebody, how are you going to treat their crayons? The children in this community, they can learn. They want to learn. But before they are able to learn, they want someone to understand them. They want someone not so much to pamper them, but they want someone to show that they care and they love them. And when they have that sense that, hey, this person loves me and respects me and wants me to respect myself, then they'll start learning. So they can learn, and they will learn, and they want to learn. But they have to have a sense of pride in school, whether the parents help them at home or not.
I can make it.
Mr. Coates will remain with these boys for the next 4 years as their teacher and as a caring adult male role model.
Who shot that? I know. Very good.
On graduation day, 88 fifth graders have completed their stay at M. Hall Stanton Elementary School. For many of these children, the future is uncertain. Each year in Philadelphia, more students drop out of school than graduate. It is the last time Mrs. Burney will see these boys and girls.
Let me hear it, young people. What kind of students are you? You better
Let's hear it for our graduates. I'm just completing my 3rd year as your principal. And I want you to know that my heart and soul is heavy and full. Full for all the joys and the blessings that you have given me as a community. We live in a very, very risky environment today. And we see a lot now about choice and a lot about people wanting to start their own schools for profit. And I say to the president, try equality, because it has not been tried. In the inner city, children are fortunate if $4,000 per student is allocated. And in the suburbs, it can be anywhere from $8,000 to $16,000. And we know that even though money isn't everything, it counts, and we should have equity in terms of the funding for our children. We want you to come to us and ask why your children aren't reading or why they aren't doing math. You have a right to demand that. You have a right to demand excellence. We're accountable. We're all accountable to our children.
And you're proud of these graduates?
Mm-hmm. Very proud. Real proud.
And what lies ahead for these graduates?
I don't know. I guess that's the troubling part. You don't, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where. I know they're going to go on to school, but it's just depressing.
It's depressing. What is troubling you?
It's just depressing that, I don't have any control, and I know that there's just massive indifference to my kids.
To your kids at Stanton? Do your kids?
I think that there's massive indifference to kids in the inner city. And, you know, there's a lot of mean-spirited people in the world today who are afraid of my kids when they become adolescents. And yet, you know, I see my kids sleeping in their beds at Head Start, and they're really like too small to hurt anybody and too innocent to frighten anybody. And yet, you know, there's just such inequity. And I don't think it's going to get any better. I think it's going to get worse. That's kind of tough. And for some of them, we didn't do our best. And that's where it's at.
What else is bothering you?
Susan, you would ask that question.
There's something else that's really...
That's... I know I've done a lot here, you know. I know the building looks great. I know that I've, with the help of staff and families, created a climate for learning. But there's so much more that needs to be done in terms of instruction. So some will make it, the lucky ones. But that to me isn't equitable. I think that all of the kids need an opportunity to have whatever it is that they need. Basics. Just basics. And I think we did the best with what we have. But I guess that the fight is one sometimes that I have to wonder whether or not I'm up to it.
Burney left her position as principal of Staten Elementary School. She said she could not continue without more resources and additional support from the School District of Philadelphia. Despite all this, her belief in the gifts and talents of children is unwavering.